Is Mr. Myers your favorite math teacher ever? Because I'm the best. We're going to be doing an introduction to polynomials now, and there's some basic terminology that we need to understand before we move forward. So here I have an equation, 3x squared minus x plus 4 equals 0. So we're going to break this down. First off, let's start with each individual, and we're going to include the negative on this x, term. Each of these is a term. All right. From there, we can break a couple of these down even further. So let's move over to the 3x squared. The x is going to be the variable, and the 3 in front, that is the coefficient. And finally, let me do that in purple. This up here tells me its degree. Now the x also has a coefficient. It has an assumed 1 in front of it. Just because the variable does that, doesn't look like 1 there. Okay, you get it, it's a 1. So just because the variable is just, for example, if it's just x in our equation, it's assumed that there is a 1 in front. That's a terrible one too. Now, this also has a degree as well, and this degree is assumed as 1. Finally, in the back here, this one right here, if it does not have a term, or I'm sorry, a variable connected to it, then that is called the constant. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we've really broken this down, and we have the coefficients circled here. We have the variables. We also have the degrees. Remember, this one is assumed it's a 1. We also have our constant. And we have each of these, the whole thing is the terms. Something you'll need to know is that in this equation, 3x squared minus x plus 2, that is the smallest it can go. We cannot combine any of these terms any further because this x squared cannot be subtracted by this x raised to the 1. That's raised to the first power. Now, if we had 3x squared minus x squared plus 2 equals 0, these terms are the same. However, they have different coefficients. This one is 3, this one, it's a 1. So 3x squared minus 2x, that would give us 2x squared plus 2 equals 0. So anytime we say combine like terms, that means the terms are going to be exactly the same. We can't combine the x squared minus x to the first, but we can combine x squared with its same degree. What we need to do is we need to get this in the correct order, and we do that by looking at all of our terms and seeing which one has the highest degree and working our way down. So here, which one is going to be the highest degree, if you can remember what the degree is? We're going to start with the negative 5x cubed. So I'm going to mark that out since I got it. Remember, we have to take that negative because it is part of that 5, x cubed. So what's going to be the next one? It's going to be negative 8x squared plus 2x plus 4. That is a positive 4. So what I want you to answer is kind of define each of these. Which one of these would be considered a term? Which one of these would it be the degree? What is the coefficient of the second degree term? Asked what is the leading coefficient? There it is. What is the leading coefficient you first have to look for the highest degree term. In this case, it's going to be this x raised to the third. That will circle, there it goes. Now, the leading coefficient of that is going to be obviously the coefficient in front of it. In this case, -5. That is our leading coefficient. Keep in mind that whatever, you get it. Keep in mind that not always when it's going to be in this order. It will be in the crazy order like we had earlier. And so you'll need to look for the highest degree term and be able to figure out what the leading coefficient is.